I once heard a joke that I thought was very true, and that is that introverts make friends by extroverts adopting them. And I'm here to be your extrovert friend to adopt you, especially through orientation week. Hey friends, it's your good friend Tim Campbell Smith, and today we are talking about how to make the most out of your orientation experience at college or university. Orientation week is a very big week in school, and especially college university when it's your first year. It's a gigantic way of making friends. Most people cite, when talking about how they made friends, orientation week. The thing with orientation week is you want to make the most of it. We're going to talk about how to do that in a life-giving and a sustainable way. This does connect to how to make friends, and I do have a video actually on how to make friends in post-secondary in college or university. I'll link it here with the video so you can go check that out. But specifically on how to make the most out of orientation in college or university, you're in the right place. We are here to talk about all things business, school, mental health, life. So make sure you like and subscribe before we go too far into how to make the most out of your orientation experience. First, I think it's helpful if we start by figuring out what is the point of orientation week so that we know how do we make the most of it and what is the point in the first place. Orientation week is really provided so that you can take advantage of the greatest number of opportunities in the most condensed time frame and space. Now that's a little vague and high level, and it's supposed to be. So remember, it's about condensing your exposure and within time and space to opportunities. What are opportunities? Those could include getting a job, getting involved in clubs, going to events, anything you may want to get involved in university or college, and any experiences you may want to have. You're gonna have exposure to most, if not all of those, during orientation week. If anything, start with planning. What are you hoping from your university or your college experience? Are you hoping to go abroad? Are you hoping to make lots of friends? Do you want to network within industry? What do you want? And then go for those opportunities at orientation week. My first tip to making the most out of your orientation experience, and this is going to be such an odd piece of advice, but trust me, hear me out, having gone through this as a student and as a faculty member who's seen the process. Prepare your talking points. When you talk to folks, especially other first years, because orientation is mainly for first years in college and university, you're going to get asked the same battery of questions. And I want you to know what those questions are and to have your prepared talking points. So the questions you're going to get asked by everybody in almost every single situation are where you're from. So be prepared to answer that, and especially answer that for people who don't know where it is. If you're living on campus or off campus, and with either of those, where, your program, why you're in your program, and for the love of all that is good and holy, don't say that you're in your program because you want to help people or you're interested in whatever your subject matter is, like psychology or forensic psychology, because you're interested in, criminal justice. No, have an interesting reason for why you're in your program. Next, I want you to have prepared 3 fun facts about yourself that you can talk about if someone asks you fun facts about yourself, or they tell you to tell them about yourself. Have 3 fun facts prepared about yourself. Be prepared to share what classes you're in. So even if you can know know the class and then roughly what day or what time, that would be helpful. A social media handle, because people will connect on social media. And your hobbies, what you're interested in. So when people ask me and they want to get to know me and they're going through the battery of questions, I tell them, hi, my name is Tim. I'm a mature student entering the Bachelor of Social Work program. I'm studying social work because I think the world is on fire and government doesn't give a crap about mental health, and I want to be a part of fixing mental health. For fun, I do photography, I work out at the gym, I'm obsessed with my dogs and seeing anybody's dogs for that matter, and I'm a huge movie buff. Here's my Instagram at Tim Campbell SMS. And I hail from, and I actually live in Guelph, Ontario. And if you don't know where Guelph is, it's about an hour west of Toronto. That is the battery of questions that you will be asked and the answers you should roughly have there. So have those prepared, because everybody and their grandmother is going to be asking you those. Next, to make the most of your orientation, this is going to also sound weird, but do something to stand out. Something to stand out for a positive reason. Did once in first year university, there was a girl who pooped herself in the first week. That is not a way you want to be known. You can stand out for like articles of clothing or for a unique talent or for like a way of talking or jokes or whatever. Find a way to stand out. My next piece of advice, and this might be a hard one to hear, is I want you to attend as much as possible. And for orientation week in particular, I do want you to actually spread yourself a little thin. This should not be a normal strategy. This should not be a go-to strategy where you do all of the things and stretch yourself thin. But in the spirit of making the most out of opportunities and being exposed to as many opportunities as possible, I do want you in your first week to almost like find your boundaries and push against them. Go to classes. Yes, go to classes. One year when I was teaching at York University, I was sitting in Starbucks on campus and a group of students were talking and being like, should we go to the first psychology class? And it's like, go to class. You're paying a lot of money to be here. You're going to learn. You're going to make friends there. And go to your orientation experiences and events. Next, if you think there's a club you might join, go to their first meeting. Even if you don't know you're going to join, even if you're not 100% sure that you're going to join, go to their first meeting. Clubs and groups put a lot of effort into the first meeting. You can really get a sense for the group in the first meeting. Go to the first meeting for groups and clubs. Next, and this is hard advice for me to give because I hate following this myself, go to sporting events, even if you don't like the sports. I tend to go to like with friends, to make friends, to eat and to drink. Also, the energy is pretty cool when you're in that space. But go to sporting events. They have such large numbers of condensed people in physical spaces. Go to sporting events. Next, and I talked about this in my Making Friends video, and I'm still going to give the advice, but with the caveat, go to parties. Yes, go to parties, even if you don't want to drink, even if you don't want to do drugs. I don't like to do either at parties, especially parties where I don't know a lot of people. So the trick that I use is I bring my own cup, I fill my own cup with something non-alcoholic, and then I sip it very slowly and I walk around with it. Nobody knows otherwise. Nobody really asks what's up or is like, oh, what are you drinking? How drunk are you? No, nobody asks. Just carry around your own drink. You don't have to drink. You don't have to do drugs. Go to parties. Again, condensed amounts of people, making memories, being silly, a little more relaxed. Great way to make friends and connections. My next tip. This is really important and applies to like everything with orientation week. With all the clubs you get involved with, all the events you attend, everything, everyone, connect with them on social media. This is the largest way you're going to stay in touch. If you sign up for their emails, you'll get their emails, but social media tends to be the most reliable way to stay up to date. So subscribe on social media, connect on social media with people you meet and clubs you interact with. Next, this one seems obvious, but another tip for making the most of your orientation week, talk to people. Literally go out of your way to talk to people. My favorite, it's funny because I'm super extroverted. I don't like talking to new people. My go-to line to start a conversation with someone is this seat taken? Very few people will go out of their way to talk to you. But get this, you would be shocked how many people are actually nervous to talk to somebody else. Even me, I'm a potent extrovert, super extroverted. New social situations freak me out. So even then, I won't always go out of my way to start a conversation with someone. So go out of your way and know that they are probably just as nervous as you, and they're probably so grateful that somebody said hello. My second last tip, I want you to attend the various information sessions. Another, it's not as popular, it's not as cool, it's not as fun part of orientation. Are there going to be information sessions through your school? Things like academic writing, math and science support if you're in a math or science program, study skills, reading skills, time management skills. Go to those. They're great personal and professional development, but they're also a great way to meet people and meet people who have the same concerns as you. My final tip for making the most out of orientation week, and I intentionally save this for last, I also want you to start with this tip actually, is care for your body, your physical body and your soul. Drink plenty of water. I've never been on a campus, I've never been at a school during an orientation week for any reason where there was a lot of water, where people thought to bring water, but you're usually outside, you're usually pretty active, you're on the go. and people get dehydrated very easily and forget to drink water. So drink water. My second tip with that is sleep. Sleep whenever you need to sleep. Don't be like, if you have got a full planned day and, it's like, I don't know, sometime in the afternoon and you are crashing and you're like, oh my God, send help. I need a nap. Take a nap. Sleep. Get sleep, because it's going to be a lot. No matter how much you do, orientation week is just going to be a lot. A lot is going to be going on. And that's how you make the most out of your orientation week in college or university. Comment and let me know if you've made it through an orientation week. How did you make the most of it? What are your tips and suggestions? Otherwise, make sure you like and subscribe for all things business, higher ed, mental health, and life. Otherwise, we'll chat soon. Bye for now.